Our story begins with a child who was raised by a dragon. This child's name was Natsu Dragneel. Because he was raised by a dragon, elders who existed around the age of dragons spread bad news about dragon children, but being raised by a dragon you are taught their techniques, and they pass down their Keki Genkai. Natsu was raised by the king of fire dragons, the fire dragon Igneel, so he was taught jutsu of fire dragon release. One day Igneel would disappear, and Natsu would be extremely sad searching for him. Eventually he would wander around until one day he found an egg. He thought it had something to do with Igneel's, so he sat on it until it hatched. When it hatched, a blue cat came out. He would name him Happy. Little did he know he would be the person Natsu needed to keep him from being so sad. After some years Natsu would wander into a village called the Leaf Village. He would meet some kid named Naruto. Naruto would be very funny to Natsu. And like Natsu and Happy, he was alone. Naruto would ask if they are new, and they would tell him yes. Natsu would tell him that they can't stay for long because they have no money or anywhere to live. Naruto would take them to Hiruzen and explain their situation. He would accept, but him and Naruto would have to live together. They would be excited and run to the apartment. Natsu, Happy, and Naruto really start to see each other as family after a while. Natsu and Naruto train every day, and Natsu would also help Naruto with his pranks, and they would often get scolded by the Hokage. Naruto would be physically stronger, but not as good with jutsu. He would still end up failing and Natsu would pass. Natsu would feel bad for him, but Naruto wouldn't listen to what he had to say. He would still talk to Mizuki. Natsu would have told Iruka about what Mizuki told Naruto. And they would arrive, and Mizuki is about to double-cross Naruto. He would expose the secret of him being a Jinchuriki. Naruto would become sad until his friend Natsu would tell him he didn't care about him having a demon in him. Natsu was raised by a dragon. He said he didn't care because he is a nice guy. They would then team up on Mizuki. Naruto would have tons of shadow clones attacking him, and Natsu would punch him in the face with a fire dragon iron fist. Mizuki would have been knocked out completely. Naruto would officially pass and become a genin, and they would leave later. When they wait for their sensei, Natsu would see that gray kid and say he's such a show-off. Who cares if has ice release? Naruto would say he can't believe he's on a team with Sasuke. Gray would yell, "What's your problem, Dragon Boy? You wanna fight?" Natsu would say, "Yeah, maybe I do." And before they could fight, Kurine would come to get him and his squad. Lox's sensei would arrive and take his squad, so would Asuma. There would only be Naruto, Sasuke, Natsu, and Happy. Kakashi would end up arriving and they would have an attitude. He would then take them to the rooftop and ask them their dreams. Natsu would say he wants to find his dad Igneel. Naruto would say he wants to be the Hokage. And Sasuke would say he will kill his brother and restore his clan. Kakashi then gives them a test, and if they can't take the bells from him, they fail. Natsu and Naruto smirk at each other and go head first, with Natsu screaming, "Fire Dragon Roar!" Naruto would run behind Kakashi and try to trip him. Natsu would tell Sasuke the only way they can win is with teamwork. Sasuke would nod and Happy would hold Sasuke in the air and drop him on top of Kakashi. Once he substitutes from Naruto's attack, Kakashi would swing Sasuke back, and Natsu would nearly hit Kakashi with a fire dragon iron fist, and Kakashi would be blown back. Naruto would catch Kakashi off guard and snatch the bells. Sasuke would smile and give Naruto a thumbs up until he realizes what he had just did. Natsu would say it's okay to be friendly, emo boy. They would then begin their missions as Team 7. After much begging, Team 7 were able to embark on a serious mission, the mission in the Land of Waves. On their way there, they are stopped by two strange ninja. Natsu would hit one with a fire dragon roar. Naruto would follow up by attacking one with clones. Sasuke would hit the second one with a kick combo. After defeating them, they go on with their mission. They would be going about their way pretty fine, until another strange ninja named Zabuza appeared. He started to make cocky remarks. Natsu starts to trash talk him, and he charges him with a fire dragon iron fist. Zabuza would barely dodges the attack. Then Sasuke and Naruto come back with a dual punch and kick. Happy carry Natsu above Zabuza, and when he dropped him, a Natsu kicked him, and Zabuza would get angry and swing his sword. And he would graze Happy and Naruto, and Natsu would become enraged. Naruto would grab Zabuza and throw him around, and Natsu would punch him back using fire dragon iron fist. Naruto would throw a kunai in his foot, and Natsu would burn him, and Zabuza would begin to die, and Haku would appear. He would try to grab Zabuza, and Sasuke would kick him across his face. Natsu would let out a fire dragon roar, but Haku would be gone, and Zabuza would die. Natsu and Naruto would finally wake up, And they would be in Tazuna's home with his family. They would greet his family and get dressed. They were lying down covered in bandages. They came to the kitchen and began to eat lunch so they could prepare to train. Sasuke would come from the back and say, "You're really gonna leave without me?" They would smirk at each other and run outside. First thing first, they would try to walk on walls. After that, they would start sparring, and Natsu would master more moves and Sasuke and Naruto would get stronger. They would be laying on the ground until some women approached them. She had a burn mark on her face. They would talk to her as Naruto did in canon, except Natsu recognized her scent. Sasuke would recognize the burn mark. Natsu would not know why he felt like he smelled her before, but he did. They would finish talking and return to Tazuna's home and rest. They would wake up the next day and escort Tazuna to the bridge. At the bridge they meet Haku again. Natsu and Sasuke begin to realize the girl or man they saw was Haku. Naruto is shocked, but Sasuke wastes no time and lunges at him. Naruto and Natsu jump up and Naruto throws Natsu at Haku and hits him with a fire dragon brilliant flame. Haku would stand up almost dead and explain how he will do anything for Zabuza, and he continued to fight. Natsu tried to convince him he's his own person, but Haku didn't care, and he fought until he dropped dead. As Natsu and Sasuke gored Tazuna, Naruto and Kakashi fought off Gato and his men. Naruto proved to all of the people that heroes existed, and they named the bridge the Great Naruto Bridge. They return to the village, and Natsu invites Sasuke to get ramen. He declines and says their loserness might rub off on him. He smirks and goes home. Natsu, Naruto, and Happy get home and take a huge nap. When they woke up, they started to walk to the ramen stand. On their way there, they run into a man. But Natsu recognized the man. It was Gildarts. While Natsu and Happy were wandering, they met him, and he trained Natsu and gave him a place to stay. Happy and Natsu gave him a high five. Natsu tells Naruto they have to let him train them. Gildarts says he is in the village for a while, so he has enough time to train them. He teaches them to run on water, and he makes them lift weights until they can lift boulders. Then he taught them balance, and then he sharpened their reflexes. Now let's take a look at Gray Fullbuster. He would want to sharpen his skills but didn't have a teacher. He found a retired jonin. She went by the name of one of the last with ice release. He asked her to train him. She accepted, what he had to get used to the cold. So they got packed and went to the coldest parts in the area. They camped out in nothing but pants. He had to become immune to everything cold. Once he was immune, he began his training. She would teach him the main hand sign to summon his ice. And the first jutsu he would learn is Ice Make Lance. He would start sparring with her. She would always win. But while they were training, it would take a strange turn. Someone would summon a crazy monster. This monster would be Deliora, and he would destroy anything in his way. Gray and prepared to fight. They would become overwhelmed, and Gray would be knocked out, and Ursula would have turned into ice. She would no choice but to seal him. She would start to perform the load shell seal. Gray would wake up and realize this was the seal that she told him about. When performing this technique took the life force out of you, and Gray begged her not to do it after the time they spent together. Gray saw her as a big sister, and she would smile at him and still sacrifice herself. Deliora would be sealed in a block of ice. And Gray would yell at the top of his lungs because everyone always has to die for him. He can never protect himself. He would feel useless. He said he couldn't defend his family now, or he would walk home in tears. Natsu would be mad when he saw Gray. But when Gray turned around, he was in tears. Natsu would treat him to ramen and try to cheer him up. Happy would fly over and be shocked to see Gray in such a way. Gray would yell to Natsu, "I can never protect anyone. I'm never strong enough." Natsu would grab Gray by the shirt. Then tell him that should drive him to get stronger, so no one else dies for him. Gray nods, and they eat their ramen. If you like this what if, like and subscribe. More videos are coming soon.